Hello, people of God. My name is John Sagoe. I am excited and delighted to come your way again in this behind the scene this week. My God, is going to be awesome. I've been so blessed by hearing the feedback from different people that have been sharing with me how this behind the scene has been blessing them. So we want to encourage you to continue to make a comment, give us a thumb up, like this broadcast, share this broadcast. Let us know how it has been blessing you. And if this is your first time coming on this channel, we want you also to subscribe and press the notification button, because I believe that we have so many nice products like this that are even coming in the future that you want to be notified every time we upload a video or we come live. Let's share with you something that I believe that is very important in our behind the scenes area, because one of the things that I really want to talk to you today about is conflict resolution or conflict management. Because you have to understand, as we were starting the church, I'm already laughing because this story is very interesting. You know, as we were starting the church, I remember in the early days of the church that we used to, get stressed out and worked up because we have so many things we want to put together before the service starts. And don't forget, because we are all new in this, because there is no amount of study that you do in a seminary school or in a Bible school or in a seminary, so to speak, that is enough for you to be prepared for the reality. Because very often, the practical is different from the theory. And when you are on duty, some things that you have studied does not even appear. It does not even come on anymore. So you need a really special wisdom of God in those moments to do the right thing. So I remember when we were starting new, because I was everywhere. We're working with every department. I was practically in every department when we started working with different people, because we were very small at the very beginning of our ministry. And even when our ministry was starting to grow, there was still some department that we did not find enough leader to take enough people to take over the leadership of those departments. So I still have to come in. And even up to today, when God gives you a vision, very often you are the one that carries the whole thing, know how God has spoken to you. And so you are almost everywhere, because when you even ask people to do it, sometimes you have to hold back because you feel that they are not doing it exactly how God has downloaded it in your heart. So at the very beginning of our ministry, I used to help to set up things, before church service. Because those days, some of you might have heard this already, those days we used to rent in a place called Congress House. And because it's a rental place, a public place, we have to come in a day before, or sometime the very day of the service in the morning. We have to come and set up the PA system and set up everything we need for the church service and arrange the chairs very well, and etc., etc. Even sometimes set up the book tables and all the things that we need to prepare before the service. And because we did not have enough people at that initial stage, I was always involved in what we call those days the packing department or the packing team. So the packing team is that we are the group of people that have to go and carry the PA system from where it's being stored, and then we have to come and set it up, and then at the end of the service we take it back. And those moments, when you are trying to set up, more especially techniques, when you are trying to set it up, there will always be one thing or the other that is not working. And if somebody comes late and that thing is not working, it can really stress you. I'm telling you, it can stress you so much that before you know it, the church service have started, or people have started trooping in for the church service, and the more people are coming in, they are coming to ask you one question or the other, the more stressed you are, because you can no more handle these things in a calmness. So how did I overcome this stress? I overcome it by quitting. I quit that assignment, because one day Holy Spirit was telling me that I cannot be everywhere at every time, because that's always the CEOs, the people, the visionaries. It's always that we think we can do everything, but every now and then we have to be, able to trust the people that God is bringing to us, even though they might not do it exactly the same way we want it or we would have done it, but we give them time to grow. We give them time to learn, so that we can keep imparting the vision that God has given to us into their life. So one of the things that we notice in working with team, is that wherever there is team, there is a conflict. Did you hear that? Wherever there is more than one person, you should expect there is a conflict. Think about it, even within you and yourself, there is a conflict. Sometimes your head is thinking something different, and your body wants something different. Sometimes your heart is thinking something different, and your head is thinking another thing. So even within yourself, there is a conflict. And then imagine even when somebody that have a different upbringing, that have a different maybe culture, have a different agenda, come from a different family, is now working with you. You should know that conflict is inevitable where more than two people are working together. Did you hear that? Conflict is inevitable. But the question is, how do we deal with those kind of conflict? Number one way of overcoming this kind of conflict is by open-minded. Open-minded. Like you hear me, I had to come to a point that I have to say I quit that department, and I have to entrust it into the hand of other people, because I realize that as long as I keep going there, I get myself worked up, I get myself stressed out before I even preach in the morning, because like I say, sometimes it happens in the morning, so I have to quit. So if you are the person that you are involved, or you are multitask, and you are involved in every department in your ministry at the initial stage, I want you to know that you need to know the right time to quit, because long time of conflict will not help you to succeed in what you are called to do. So open-minded is number one. Then number two way of overcoming conflict is be able to communicate. Be able to communicate. Make sure that you hear the other person out. If it's a team of people, hear every party that is involved in that team. Hear their opinion and hear them out. Because even if you are the visionary, even if you are the vision bearer, you are the one that knows exactly what you're going to do. By allowing people to talk, give them the sense of ownership. Give them the sense of belonging. Give them the sense of teamwork. So even though you know where you are driving the vehicle to, but allow people to bring their ideas, allow people to share their opinion, and then after they have finished, then you can then also share yours and give them a reason why it is important to do what God have laid in your heart to do, or why they are sharing their own opinion. You also look at where does their opinion fit in your own opinion or your own vision, because you can still take their opinion, mix it up with yours, and get a great result. Because the reason why God has brought those people to your team is because they have something to offer. If they are just going to be there for decoration, God will not have brought them to your team. So God brought them to your team because they have something to offer. So be open-minded and be communicative. That's number two. And then number three, make sure that when you are hearing some problem that is happening in the team, don't overlook it. Don't ignore it. Make sure that you do something about it, because don't forget that every part of the team, that they are watching to see what you're going to do. And so take side, because if you don't take side and you don't clearly take side, you will put your entire team in insecurity, because they will think that you as their leader, you are not a leader that takes side. You are not a leader that clearly communicate what you want. So by taking side is by clearly, what is in your heart is by clearly communicating what exactly you want to achieve and what you want to see happen. So I will encourage you that one of the way that you overcome conflict is by clearly communicating what you want, clearly letting the team know what you want, because when you don't share your vision clearly, it can bring a conflict in the team. So know how to communicate the vision to your team so that they can be able to run with it. And then another thing also, which I think is number 4 thing in terms of conflict resolution, is how to deal with the side or the back talk. We call it backbiting or back talk. Sometimes people come and gossip. People come and say this and that, or I hear this and that, or hear. Let your approach be confrontational. Let your approach, don't listen to, this person said this is about this person, the other person says this about that person. Just say, you know what, let's have a meeting with all the people that say what. Let's talk to them face to face. I want to hear what they said in your face, and that is another way to solve a conflict, by making sure that you are confrontational. You confront the people and you bring everyone that is involved, you bring them face to face, because when you are working, more especially in ministry, many a times people will have what we call an ulterior motive. They have an agenda, they have a hidden agenda, and then they will come and tell you, this person said this, and the other person said that. But when you say, let us confront that, they say, oh no, it's not necessary, you don't have to do that. Then you know that something is fishing somewhere. So it's always good to confront the people, because confronting the people will bring the truth out quicker. And then you will be able to deal with the matter, because people have a real motive. For example, if you are in an organization and let's say your leader, everybody is seeking to have what we call favor from your leader. Everybody is seeking favorism from your leader. So sometimes people come and destroy other people in the front of the leader because they want to get closer to the leader. And so as a leader, you should not be, accepting what people say for their word, because you don't even know when the spirit of jealousy has come in. You don't even know when the spirit of envy has kicked in. You don't even know when the people just generally have a dislike for somebody and they just don't like that person for a reason best known to them. And so you shouldn't allow the people problem to become your problem. So you have to always make sure that you bring everything to light, because we are the children of light. And that's why when people come and tell you something and they say, oh, it's no need for you to go and tell that person, then something is already wrong with that question, because you need to be able to talk to people in their face, because we are called to be transparent. So one of the ways that I believe that has always helped me is that I'm very transparent. Did you hear that? I'm very transparent. I don't like secrecy. I love to speak openly. I love to be able to communicate my heart. I love to be able to talk to people about things the way it is. I don't like hiding. That's who I am. And so that has helped my ministry, because there have been times without number that there have been a conflict or a challenges in the ministry, and I have just come up and tell the church, and I say, this is my stand in this matter. And people have believed me. Of course, you will not always have everybody believe you, because people have their own motive anyway, like I said before. So some people that is not meant to be with you will anyway leave you, and that is a very important thing. In a team, don't always expect that everybody that starts with you will finish with you. Because in every team, there are people that join that team for a period of time. Because it's not the people that started with you is meant to go to the next level with you. And there are also other people that are not meant to finish with you. So it is your responsibility to make sure that once people come into your team, that you are well assured that everybody that coming, you have to know the time when they have entered your team and know when their assignment is over. Because if you keep them longer than their assignment is over, they become toxic for the team. They become poisonous for the team. They become challenging for the team. It's just like a shoe. When you keep wearing a shoe that your leg has outgrown, you will see that that shoe will start paining you. No matter how much you speak in tongues, no matter how much you pray, that shoe will be paining you, because you have outgrown the shoe. So if you keep people in your team that probably have outgrown your team, or your team has outgrown them, whichever way, they will be pain. So it's important for you to know the people that you have in your team, when is their time expiring. Because listen to me, child of God, there are people in this life that are created to come into your life and agree with what you agree with. That's number one, because there are different kinds of people that come into your life. There are people that come into your life because they agree with what you agree with. There are other people that come into your life because they are disagreeing with what you agree with. But don't forget, if you have people that come into your life because they agree with what you agree with, and you change your mind, and you begin to have a different opinion, remember that those people will no more stay with you, because the reason or the season why they came into your life has expired. And the same way, if you have somebody that disagree in what you are the people that disagree in what you are disagreeing with, if they are in your life and one day you change your mind and you begin to agree with what you disagree with before, you might as well lose them. So what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that when people come into your life, they have their motive, they have their reason, they have their season why they are in your life, and you have to know when their season is over, when their motive have changed, not to continue to force them to be in your circle, not to continue to force them to be in your team, because if you continue to force them to be in your team, they will create problem for you, and they will cause more people to even come against you, and it will cause you so much pain that sometimes it can be very devastating. And because people don't know this, they don't know who are actually supposed to have left their team, and they are still keeping that person in the team. That is the reason why themselves are not progressing. Because don't forget, if you are supposed to go to the next level and you have somebody that is in this level and you are still hanging around with that person, they will keep pulling you back. And some people that are watching me today, the reason why you have not gone to the next level or have not gone to your full potential is probably because of the circle of friends that you have today. So you need to go through your contact list, and you need to go and know who you need to delete, from your contact list? Who do you need to, disconnect yourself from so that you can be able to fulfill the assignment and the goal that God has given to you? But don't forget, there are other people that God have called into your life that is called to go all the way with you. There are people that have come into your life that will stay with you in every turbulence of your life, in every difficult time of your life, and they will stay with you to the end because they are there to stick with you for better, for worse, in hard time, in good time. They are there to stick with you because these people are God-sent people that are there to accompany you in your journey of life for the calling and the vision that God has given to you. In every churches we have that. In every organization we have that. In every business setting we have that. And I pray that you will find those people in your own life and it will make your journey easy. I hope this has been a blessing to you today. And I want you to know, if you have not liked this broadcast today, go ahead and like it, share it, give us a thumb up, and above all, comment. We want to hear from you. Until we come your way again next week, don't forget, we love you. We love you. We love you. Shalom.